first, some are seeds, right? But when you're going out and spreading seeds, some take root, some land on good soil, some sprout. And if you're a farmer, then you cultivate that tender plant. You nurture it along. Okay? Now the cool thing about farmers is farmers are very stable. And they grow wealth exponentially because of compounds, the wealth compounds, right? When society went to a farming society is when we could stay in place and develop communities. Right now we have buildings and cars and streets. But when we were hunters, we had to travel around to follow herds, right? And if things were lean or we got our legs injured or something like that, we couldn't go hunt. And then we starved. That's why people from the Netherlands are so tall. We're trying to develop theories on why that is.
Yeah, we have a lot of farmers.
We thought it was because of the dikes. Before they got them built, the short people drowned.
It was 5 meters underwater or so.
Right. All right, so here's the success tip, and you've heard this now 3 times today. But this is the mode of operandum, right? You invite everyone, you work with those that move towards you, and you mentor them. The problem is you misdefine what walking towards you means. It looks like this. Are you building your business that way? In other words, they're not coming towards me, so I'm going to drag them along anyway. And so, mentoring the committed. This is, if you can grasp this concept, a lot of your questions will be answered in terms of how do I work with people, how do I empower versus enable. All right. Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. And so, the way that you connect with builders, the way you commit builders, is by connecting their purpose and their mission with building a doTERRA business. So when I go around, one of the most valuable things I can do for my team is commit builders. So I usually go into an area, they'll set up appointments for me, and sometimes I'll meet with person after person all day long. And they'll just set people there. And what I do when I sit down with somebody to commit a builder is we go through the business overview, which has been demonstrated. But in that process, I'm trying to help them identify their mission and purpose, and I'm connecting the opportunity to this being a vehicle to achieve that. And it's pretty powerful. And so the final question of the day, and this should go in your notes with the why and things like that, is, this has been asked to you already, but just really ponder about what you believe your purpose is. Why it is that you go out every day and share oils with somebody else. Why is it that you do that? Now, I told you that I had 3 why crises. At one time it was just to get enough money to survive and never have to worry about it again, but when I need that, I needed another level. There wasn't that inner fire drive. So I created another level, and that's when I realized I had one of my team members said to me, Rod, you have to succeed so I know that I can. Then it became about somebody else. My why shifted to, I need to do this so others can see that it's possible. And then I realized that that wasn't enough for me either. I reached kind of a crescendo with that, and I realized that as people weren't interested, and I was kind of going along, I realized that I couldn't do it. You had to find your why within yourself, and I needed something that drove me at a higher level. So finally I arrived at another destination, and that is that my mission is to lift and liberate people throughout the world. And so I look at my context now as a great mission. And it has 3 core purposes to it. My first priority is the health and well-being of my distributors. So when I bring somebody in, it's about your health, your well-being is my top priority. That's the way I view my organization. It helps me make decisions, understanding that that is my top priority. Next, I develop and inspire great and powerful leaders. I recognize that if somebody demonstrates commitment, then I start dedicating my expertise to them. I start mentoring. I start growing and nurturing that person. But I demand commitment. If you don't have commitment levels, I can't help you. Right? If you're not committed enough to yourself and what you're doing, I cannot help you. And I've tried. I've tried to drag a lot of people. I can run with 1,000, but I can't drag one. And so I drag, I do that. I develop great and powerful leaders, and I'm developing the committed. Now, as that goes, then ultimately we're empowering families and individuals. And what are we empowering them with? Health and well-being. The opportunity to develop themselves into a great and powerful leader, so that they in turn can go out and empower families and individuals with health and well-being. And some will demonstrate commitment, and they'll start nurturing them, then they'll become great and powerful leaders. And before long, we've created a movement that's lifted and liberated people all over the world. So I appreciate you all very much, and thank you for your sacrifice.